Welcome to the Beatles Talk Show. Today is February 26th. We're looking at Beatles historical facts through the years. Like on this date in 1964, there was an American album release of a record called Jolly What? The Beatles and Frank Ifield on stage. This was released by VJ Records, included some Beatles songs and some Frank Ifield songs. So VJ was finding every way to cash in quickly on this Beatlemania craze that had hit America like crazy. There was a lot of money to be made, and VJ wanted to cash in as much as they could.
And they got, they cashed in off me because I actually bought that album through mail order back in like 1970, 71. Yeah, I remember that. I think I still have that album. Actually, must be a collector's item by now, I would think.
On the very same day in 1964, the Beatles were in the recording studio in London, mixing their new single, Can't Buy Me Love, and You Can't Do That. And they started recording a whole bunch of takes of their new songs, I Should Have Known Better, and I Love Her, which would both be featured in the A Hard Day's Night movie, which they were working on.
Yes, good songs.
On this date in 1965, the Beatles were still in the Bahamas every day filming scenes for their second movie, Help. And did you know on this date in 1970, the Beatles had already broken up, but there was a new Beatles album released in North America called
The Beatles.
The Beatles Again.
The Beatles Again, but what do people know it as?
A lot of people call it Hey Jude. This was released officially by Apple Records, and it really was a compilation album of all the songs that just had not made any of the American albums. So it include many A and B sides of their singles, such as Hey Jude, Lady Madonna, Paperback Writer, etc.
See, and like for myself personally, I didn't know. To me, it was a brand new Beatle album at that time, because I did not know this, what you just said, back in 1970, that those were leftover cuts. You know. Yeah,
and it's interesting, of course, it was a huge album, actually.
It was.
It went number 2 on the charts, sold a lot of copies. People ate up whatever the Beatles released, right?
Yeah, when you're a kid, you don't realize it. That's my point, yeah.
1987, a very historic day in Beatles merchandise. The first Beatles CDs ever released on this date.
That's right.
They would spread out the albums over the year, but they released their first 4 UK Parlophone albums, and it was from this point on that people in North America would first get their taste of the British original releases, and for the first time we would not be buying the typical American albums and formats that we had been used to buying since Beatlemania had hit over 20 years ago.
That's true, and it should be noted that just recently, in the past year or two, they've just released, ironically enough, the American versions, again, on vinyl. Something new, Beatles 65, so you can get all that, it's done a flip-flop back over to that again. Yeah. And what happened on this day in 1997, Terence?
Well, very interestingly, the Beatles never won many Grammy Awards during the time they were together. But now, they're more respected as the greatest group of all time. So by 1997, the Beatles won 3 Grammy Awards, all to do with the Anthology album series that they had released. And George Harrison commented, "What a nice surprise. It's nice to know that people still like the Beatles."
And he also said, he said something quite interesting, I remember. What band did he use as an example? I think U2, I think he used. He says, if U2 wants to know what a big band really is, they should watch the old Beatle film clips from the Anthology. Because I think he was amazed by how big they were. So much time had passed, he forgot. Like, watching those old films and you got hundreds of thousands of people lining the streets screaming to see the Beatles. It even shocked him. So yeah, it was a very good series, the Anthology. If you don't have it, you should get it. It's great. A lot of unreleased stuff there.
All right, there you go. Beatle news for the day. Thanks for watching, everybody.
All right, guys, at ease. Take care.
So my dear friends, come back when you can.